It is not made of silicon and it is not a river valley. But forgetting that, Silicon Valley is probably the most famous valley in the world. Although it is not the place where the first computer was built, that was Manchester in England. Silicon Valley near San Francisco was the birthplace of the modern computing industry. For this, we can say thank you to scientists at the universities in California and to the hippies of the 1960s. It was in the 1960s that American youth culture really began. California, of course, already existed, but the 60s generation rediscovered it. At the time, there were two different forms of youth culture, the Beach Boy culture and the anti-establishment hippies and radical students. They all dreamed of California. For the Beach Boys, Southern California was the best. That was the place where they could sing about surfing and cars. But for the hippies and radicals, San Francisco was the best part of California because of the flower-powered and revolutionary new ideas. The campuses at Berkeley and Stanford near San Francisco were hotbeds of new ideas, new technology, new culture, and new ways of living. When they finished university, many of the best students did not look for jobs with big companies like Ford or Exxon. Instead, they wanted to be free and run their own operations, and stayed in California, not far from San Francisco. This is why Silicon Valley is a group of small towns, including Palo Alto and San Jose, a few miles south of San Francisco. The high-technology industry was already present around San Francisco. Intel had been founded in 1966, and in the same year the first computer mouse was built at Stanford. In 1970, Xerox opened a research center in Palo Alto. There were also other electronics companies like Hewlett-Packard and Fairchild, the world's first semiconductor company. Then in 1976, an electronics student called Steve Jobs started a small computer company in his garage. He gave it the same name as the Beatles record company, Apple. Very soon more companies like Seagate and Google appeared. Silicon Valley had arrived. There was even a sort of primitive internet connecting many addresses in Silicon Valley called the ARPANET. Today, Silicon Valley is still the home of the computer industry. It is still full of high technology, but it is not the only center for high tech in the USA. Today, here are computing firms all over the USA and all over the world, but Silicon Valley still has the largest concentration of high-tech companies and research centers.